Let it
All righty. Had a second to look at your comments and see that Joyce C was our first one in tonight. Carla's claiming the best seat in the house, though. Oh, so is Keisha. Kamisha says, no place I'd rather be on a Friday night. And good evening to you, Blessed. Good evening to you, Patricia Wilson. Good evening, Rhonda. Good evening, Sharita. Thank you, Aisha. Good evening, Vanessa, Nicole, Leah. Frederica, good evening. Coach Ebony, good evening. Lisa Palmer. Ronnie Bonner. Yes, Pastor Dolores Davis. Erica Carpening. Evangelist Bridget, welcome. God bless you. I see you sporting your hoodie. I'm bigger than my fears. Go girl. Tanil, good evening. Crystal Ruth Baby, good evening. Anita. Jerry Towns, Danielle. Crystal. Mimi, good evening. Charnette, good evening. Carmen Palmer, Pastor Val, Candy, Elisa, Jeannie, y'all was on early. Carla Rankin, good evening. Beverly Baker, Pastor Beverly Baker, good evening. Katrina, Renee. Doris, good evening. Anita. Diana Santos, Evangelist Gwen. Roxanne, good evening. Crystal Adgers. Camille, welcome. Good evening, Dominique. That's right. Pray, pray. Priscilla and Joycey, good evening. Let me scroll down and see who else has popped in. Reverend Daniel Woodard, God bless you, brother. It was so good seeing you at breakfast this morning. It's Friday night. Good evening, Brittany. Sylvia Jackson. Thank you, Keisha. Good evening, Elder Joy. Coach Latanya, good evening. Pastor Kareem, good evening. Good evening, Misha. Audacity, good evening. Thank you, Mimi. Good evening, Leah. Nicole Coleman. Anna, if I didn't say your name already, good evening. All right. Let's get started with some of our business formalities here. As you all continue to come in, we're only at 55. We're doing half the work right now. But I have a feeling they're going to come in. Good evening to Soul Detox 2022. Please, while others are coming in, take a moment to hit like. If everyone would please take a moment and hit like, especially if you are on Facebook. Twitter, you can give a heart. And YouTube, think you can hit like, right? Good to see everyone tonight. Rhonda says, I'm here. Good girl. Good evening, Corindus. Frederica liked and shared, and Anita liked, shared. Oh, the cover up top? Okay, thank you, Cynthia. Knew you would notice something. Thank you, Renee. Hello, Miss May's Place, I'm sorry. All right, we're in the 60s now. We're going up. I'll start reading our business here. Hope you all had a great day today. I'm excited to talk about the personality profiles, in particular, the turbulent type. Thank you, Pastor Ronnie. Thank you, Audria, Elitza. Thank you for helping us get this work done. All right. On my Cash App, I want to thank Valine Tyrell. She'd actually given twice, separate times. I missed it, so thank you. It's one of my baby girls. And this other person asked to remain anonymous. I got you. And I want to thank, and I hope I can say your name, Prophetess Erica Urquhart. She blessed Peyton. She always remembers Peyton. She's in my mentoring group, Prophetess Erica, and we had a breakfast. We try, the goal is to get together every 3 months or so. We're in a pandemic, so it can get a little weird. But we were all sharing prophetic words and encouraging each other to fail. If you don't get what that's all about, then you should join IM and join Intentional Mentoring, where you get direct mentoring directly from me. Most people have a lot of their staff do the mentoring, not with me. I do the mentoring. However, I do have some great people, and I'm going to be bringing in other people to speak on where they are geniuses or experts at. Absolutely. So that's on that one. And I don't know if I could get into this one right now again. But I know it was Anna who sowed again. She's been sowing every single night her seed. Thank you so much. Charnette took her personality assessment last night and she's blown away. Good evening, Sonia. Good evening, Manuel. Good evening. All righty. And I think I had another thing I need to give thanks and praise for. Someone had joined YouTube. Here we go. And their name is Guess Who 1415. So I thank you for subscribing to my YouTube page. Really a big blessing. Thank you. I'm going to read a couple of testimonies, and we're going to jump into our work. So come on in, take a seat, close the door behind you. It's just you and I. We're in our counseling room. And we're going to begin to unpack your thoughts on your mental health right now and your self-care. And we're going to help you understand, who am I, dealing with your personality. So I have a testimony. I believe this is a testimony. I thought it was a question at first. I can't wait to hear about Turbulent tomorrow night. But I would like to understand the diplomat more. What is that all about? I will go back and read what's there about it, it's just you explain things so well. I get it right away when you teach. Great night. Thank you, Sandra. God bless you, Sandra. Thank you. Another testimony. I'm not giving up. Good morning, Apostle. So, I'm putting myself on the top of my list. Actually, I'm forcing myself to put myself on the top of the list. This time last year, I tried to, ... thought. So detox became very real and I gave up. It was too much at the time and I wasn't ready to confront capital letters me. This year, after day 3, I checked out again. But then I said, no, Jess, you can't do this again this year. I'm finishing up day 13 now via Spotify podcast, and I'm taking time to digest the information and journal out everything. I took my personality test just to make sure, and I'm labeled as a mediator, the turbulent one. Laugh out loud. I wanted to share my results with you. And then she goes on, she explains she's 61% introvert and and 89% turbulent. So tonight's going to be a really informative night for all of our turbulent personality types. I'm learning so much about myself. While I am empathetic, passionate, creative, idealistic, generous, and so on, I'm also seeing that I'm also very self-critical. This assessment gave clarity for why this shows up in my life. So I'm taking time to take myself to Starbucks. It's going to date herself. I'm using this year to really love myself and work on me. Take time for me. Get to know me. The goal for mediators is constant improvement, and that's my goal. Thank you, Apostle, for the pour. You are changing my life. Come on, it's testimony time. Let's go ahead and clap our hands, give encouragement to all those that are sharing their transparency. This is from Sylvia Jackson. Love it! Exclamation point. Today I woke up feeling refreshed and hopeful on finishing my soul work assignment to send in to my coach, Ebony. Edith Sylvia Jackson, give my name. I don't mind. My self-awareness was so low. Depression had me overwhelmed. Then I asked God to deliver me from this generational curse that plagues my family. You are so sweet to explain why I buy clothes too big and stayed in my pajamas too long, not going anywhere due to mental health issues. This valuable information gave me a new hope to use when I'm down. I'm going to fix my hair, put on some perfume to smell as fragrant as our leader with the expensive aroma. Thanks again. Love you always. And we love you too. And we love you too. You matter to us. All right. Welcome to Soul Detox 2022. We are on night 20, evening 20. We are on countdown now. We have now more behind us than we have ahead of us. How do y'all feel about that? There are now more days behind us than days ahead of us. How do you feel about that now? Do you feel safe? Are you nervous? Does it make you feel a little fearful of the future now? What do you think February 1st at 8 o'clock is going to be like for you? Come on and share, and then we'll get ready to jump in. I made it 20 days. One said sad. Accomplished. Beautiful. Fearful. Yeah. So to all those who want to tag out and quit, tell them get back in. There's more days behind you now than in front of you. You can do it. Fantastic spiritually. I'm excited yet nervous. I'm proud of myself. Come on. In health coach Shayna. Good. A little nervous, but fully accountable for what I know about myself. Mimi says, so. Dr. Vanessa says, application time. Dr. Vanessa is a medical doctor. She's able to help you with any health questions, health issues. We work together in tandem with the mental health and the physical health, because physical health does have an effect on your mental health, and your mental health definitely has an effect on your physical health. So she finds herself going into that arena probably more than she ever imagined. But I thank God that the Lord sent her to our ministry, and now she has Kingdom Health Connections. She's on every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Find her, hit the notification link, and when she comes on Tuesdays at 9, she's on the Apostles House page. You will get a notification from her, and you can keep up with all the health advice. She gives advice on hair and hair growth. She gives advice on heart. She gives advice now. She's dealing with a series on sleeping and how to get proper sleep and how your body responds during the day if your body has not gotten the amount of sleep that it needs. So follow Kingdom Health Connection. It's Dr. Vanessa Bowling, and she would love to have you on there with her. She answers questions. She responds to email. She brings in guests to speak on areas that they're good in. I guess every month there's some kind of topic on our calendar here in America, and she sticks with the calendar, so she's very relevant in what she does. So check in with, there she is on the screen on Facebook right now, Vanessa Boland, Dr. Vanessa Boland, Kingdom Health Connections. I'm still reading everyone's comments. This is awesome. Excited and defined. Wow. I feel like I'm a brand new me. I'll be a bit fearful, but I'll have all the tools I need to succeed. It will feel strange to not be able to log on for the teaching, but we're going to log on. We're going to try maybe once a week. And, you know, the busy months for me, teaching and preaching engagement wise, my busiest is usually maybe starts like March, April, and it goes to about September, October. It's been pushing a little bit more lately, but I try to end it off at that time so that I can take care of my first love, the Apostles House. So we're going to try to meet up every week. Absolutely horrendous. And as always, I recommend coming back here and watching one video a week, maybe setting up a watch party on Facebook and getting maybe 3 or 4 other people with you, maybe people who haven't even gone through it yet, and you take them through. Wouldn't that be awesome? So one video a week. If there's 30 videos, you have 30 weeks of material, 30 weeks of sessions to do. If you do it twice a month, you can really spread it out. Good. I love what I'm seeing. Okay, let me see if I got this picture up here so that I can talk about what we're going to do tonight. And okay, I want to make sure I have my notes. Let me get all this together here. Oh my God, screen way down there. Turbulent, there we go. My notes on turbulent. Okay. Nice and open. Whoa, it's too open. Took over my whole screen. All right. If you see this that I have on the screen right now, I've used my own for an example. And you see my type is Turbulent Adventurer. And we're learning those codes, so I'm not going to go too far into them yet. But I'm going to give the ones that we know so far. The I is for introvert. You will either have an I for introvert or an E for extrovert. We talked pretty intensely on that last night. And then all the way to the end, I have a T for turbulent. If you have that T, make a note, get your notebook out, maybe even record the time. when I said something, so that when you go back, you can be very specific in how far back you want to go in the replay. And you can take your notes down on the turbulent type. So I'm going to ask right now, as I get ready to shift my screens over. Yep, thank you. Very good. Make sure everyone liked. For all those that have come in now, it's Friday night. We only have 87 people on. We need to go out and knock on some doors and get some people awake. Don't give up on yourself. This is so important. This is so important. This is more important than going to sleep this early. It's more important than your TV shows. It's even more important than the special someone you want to spend some time with right now. Just 1 hour. Can you not sit with me 1 hour? You can be doing all of those things with all those wonderful people after. Please take a moment and hit like and share it. Please share it on your page. Share it to someone else's page. Send it to someone's messenger. Just sit with me 1 hour. All right. So again, you see turbulent, adventurer. Under the code, you either have an I for introvert, E for extrovert. And if you have a T at the end of the code, we'll deal with the S and the F and the P. We'll deal with that. But tonight we're going to deal with the T. We're going to deal with the turbulent type personality. Good evening, Bernard. All right, let's get to work here. Yep, that's right. We love to see Ashley. She's our baby detoxer. She can't do that to us. How much of a disappointment would that be to us if our baby detoxer fell out now? On our watch? On our watch? The devil is a liar. Did she see how we responded the other night as a mama bear came for her cub? Ashley, they don't want it. They don't want it, Ashley. You better stick with us. All right, my turbulent types. Where are you? Go ahead and put in the chat if you have that T. All right, I see Manuel has done it. If you have that T in your personality type, go ahead and put that T on the chat. Let me just take a scan at the names that I'm talking to on tonight. Come on. Who has the T? Candy, Latanya, Jenny, Brittany, Nicole, Frederica, Pastor D. Woo, the screen just went really fast. Jenny, Carla, Leah, Kamisha, Charnette, Latanya, Vanessa, Dominique, Jacinta. Oh, this is the right teaching tonight. It's enough of us. Roxanne, Anna, Chevelle, Ruby, Tasha, Tennille, Demanda, Mimi, Thomasina, Gwyneth Douglas, Lisa Palmer, Cheryl Comer, Gwendolyn Siobhan, Aisha, Edith. Sorry, the screen's going fast again. Leah, Ebony, Maria, yep, Manuel, Ashley, and Danielle. All righty. I think we have enough to begin and talk about it. Let's go into details. Let's go into details. This screen, I don't really like how it looks, but I'm going to do my best here. Okay, I think this might help me. Oh, yeah, much better. All right. Yeah, wow. Overseers, take a note, or people on your team who have those T's in their personality profile. This is going to help you with them. This is going to help you with them. Turbulent type personalities. Turbulent type personalities. That word sounds messy, right? Does the word turbulent sound messy? Did you automatically get a feeling that you were just out of control? Brittany says, yep. That you're just out of control, all emotional, just all over the place, just messy. Well, I'm going to make your night tonight because it doesn't mean that. Turbulent weather, turbulent marriage, turbulent plane ride indicates something ominous, and potentially painful. But if we look at the word as strong movement, direction, write it down, turbulent, strong movement or direction, rather than its chaotic implications. See, we're thinking about the implications. Imagine the word turbulent in a marriage regarding someone's love. We have a turbulent love in our marriage. What is that? It means we have strong movement and direction in our love in our marriage. Instead of hearing turbulent, oh, you got toxic. Turbulent means strong movement or direction. Turbulent, strong movement or direction. Let me make it bigger because I know y'all like seeing the screen bigger. Does that make you feel better? Does that word already? Can some of y'all relax now? Okay, Brittany's dancing. All right, if Brittany's dancing, then I know I'm doing my job. Strong movement or direction. Turbulent. Rather than its chaotic implications. Then we get a little closer to our definition of the turbulent identity. Come on, everyone that has a T in their personality profile, I want you to tell me, what does turbulent mean in regards to your personality? Yep, I see Ramanita putting up there, Thomasina. Come on, put it in there, because the more you write, the more you will finish, the more you will complete, the more you will remember. Writing is very important. There's a post that the profile assessment sends out, and they send it out specific to your identity. And mine today said, adventurers prefer handwriting over cursive writing. I know it was a different word than handwriting, but y'all got me. And that's exactly me. I had to learn in my straight handwriting to make the letters connect so that I wouldn't get penalized on my papers for not writing in cursive. Like, mine is so detailed to the T, it's almost scary. And I didn't even feel that I really answered my personality assessment in the strong place. I just kind of put like mediums, and maybe I did one notch over to yes or one notch over to no. I didn't really answer it that if I took the time to be more self-aware, I can imagine what it would really will come out to be. Writing is important. So welcome, turbulence. You just are people of strong movement and direction. I am a person of strong movement and direction. It doesn't mean that I have chaotic implications in my personality. It doesn't mean that everything with me is turbulent to the point of chaos and confusion and discomfort. It just means strong movement or direction. A lot with the turbulent personality profile is a word that's used called adulting. How many of y'all have heard of the word adulting? ADULTING, adulting. Doing adult-like things, adulting. I know Brandel's probably not on here, but that was a word she and I discussed very often in our talks together, adulting. Adulting can be just the sort of strong movement towards the better that people with this personality type crave. I have to take these off for a minute. I think I need to clean them. Adulting can be just the sort of strong movement towards the better that people with this personality trait craves. I think I put it, did I put it in my notes? Let me just read you briefly adulting. I'm going to give you a one-line sentence. I think I for sure put it in the, post itself. Adulting. Thought I put it in my notes. Adulting is a verb, and it means all grown up. Adulting, all grown up. To adult is to behave like an adult. Specifically, to do the things, often mundane, that an adult is expected to do. Adulting, all grown up, is to behave like an adult, specifically to do the things, often mundane, that an adult is expected to do. Adulting. It is to behave like an adult, to do the things that adults have to do regularly. This includes things like having a job, living independently, and also mundane tasks such as taking your clothes to the dry cleaner, washing, drying, folding, and putting away your own clothing. Remembering to pick your stuff up from the dry cleaner, remembering doctor's appointments, adulting. And I hear a lot of millennials, I love y'all, I think I'm one, so don't think I'm coming at you hard. I hear a lot of millennials say, I just don't like adulting. That's why I had to look it up and put it in my book. Making and keeping doctor's appointments, keeping your word, keeping your car registered, keeping your house clean, doing your yard work, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your physical health. Adulting. Okay? Think y'all got enough of what the definition means. So let's go back and read it again. Adulting can be just the sort of strong movement towards the better that people with this personality trait craves. Doesn't that make sense? These turbulent type people, these turbulent like people, they love adulting. It's just a sort of strong movement towards the better that people with this turbulent personality trait craves. Now, some of y'all should take a bow or give yourself a hand clap right there. They are likely to be almost jubilant when talking about completing tasks that demonstrate their sense of independence and embracing of responsibility. You love me now? Do you love me now? Why'd she send me to this site and telling me that I'm chaotic and I have emotional outbursts and I'm just turbulent? I'm always a problem. No, baby. You get down with adulting. Your personality trait are most likely to be excited and even jubilant when talking about completing tasks that demonstrate your sense of independence and embracing of your responsibility. Does this connect with anyone here? For all you T's, does this connect with anyone here? If this is your first time on tonight, we invite you to check out my website, www.suzannemhoward.com. Hit register so that you can start getting all the links and the assessments that we've been doing, the discussions that we're having, so you can understand exactly where we are. You only have 11 days left, but 11 days is a lot of days to get the work done. Good. See? You're better than you thought you were. Did you learn something about yourself now that you didn't before you came on here? Come on, let's talk about it. Did you know this about yourself? You like adulting. You have a strong sense of movement towards the betterment of yourself. You crave it, almost to the point where you're jubilant talking about completing tasks that most people don't get excited about. Especially tasks that demonstrate your sense of independence and the embracing of responsibility. So let's look at some of the advantages and disadvantages of having a turbulent personality type when it comes to adulting. Just want to make this statement for those that haven't really been connected with us. Before we start, if you don't know whether you have the turbulent trait or not, we will post a link up there for you, and you can go on and take your assessment. But at day 20, I'm not going to be enabling babies and all that. We've got to get the work done. Connect with us. We've been here for 20 nights. And to the people that don't get on when we're live, you know you see us when we're live. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe you feel embarrassed or prideful, thinking something must be wrong with me, or I must be very immature to have to get on this thing about mental health because I'm an adult. I think you should be on here. I think you should be on here. And someone just jumped on now and registered, and I want to thank you. I don't know if I want to call your name out. I don't know if you'd be proud of that or not, but thank you very much for the woman who just joined and put us at 201 registrations. You put us at 201 registrations for Soul Detox 2022. Thank you, and God bless you. No, you're not OCD. I mean, you might be. I can't tell you that just by this. But if you're connecting with this and you refer to this information as OCD, right now we're dealing with the information at hand. And you demonstrate strong movement towards growth, personal development. You love completing tasks, especially areas where you are embracing your responsibility. All right, so let's talk. The adulting superpowers of turbulent personality types. We're going to talk about superpowers now. The superpowers of the turbulent personality type. People with personality types that have the T for turbulent tacked onto the end are always looking for ways to improve themselves and situations. Yep. Well, Mimi, that means you're pretty good then. Always looking for ways to improve themselves and their situations. Am I connecting with you tonight? This isn't fortune telling. This isn't mind reading. This isn't palm reading. This isn't necromancer. This isn't, what's the other stuff? Horoscopes. This isn't card reading. This is you being wonderfully created in the image and likeness of God. We don't need crystals and rocks and dice and spells and sticks and stones. We don't need dark rooms with scarves over globes. I don't need to see the lines in your hand. And this is so accurate because it's who God made you to be. Psychology is science. And it's the study of. It's who God made us to be. Spot on for me too, Tanil. Always looking for ways to improve themselves and their situations. They are likely to think a lot about their imperfections. See, here we go. They are likely to think a lot about their imperfections and dwell on that which erodes their confidence. So it should already come to our mind that if we are people who are always looking for ways to improve ourselves, we get excited when it comes to adulting, when it comes to responsibilities and taking completion of things and finishing. If those things make us excited, for me, it would automatically come to my mind. If those things make me excited, then when I don't complete those things, what does it do to me? Right? If there's a heaven, there's a hell. So the heaven says we embrace our responsibility. We love our independence. We love completing tasks that demonstrates our sense of independence. That we are always looking for ways to improve ourselves in situations. So what do you think happens when we don't find these ways? There has to be a dark side. So we're likely to think a lot about our imperfections. We think too much about our imperfections and dwell on that which erodes our confidence. Minister Brittany, you told me a dream you had the other night, and this line that I just stated here is what the part of the interpretation is of the dream that you had. They're likely to think a lot about their imperfections and dwell on that which erodes their confidence. But this often spurs in them a desire to compensate for those things by trying really hard to counterbalance their perceived flaws and effort. Come on, here's the thunder. I love the rain, and then the thunder comes, right? Because they are likely to think a lot about their imperfections, and dwell on that which erodes their confidence, this often spurs in them a desire to compensate for those things by trying really hard to counterbalance their perceived flaws and effort. What could be better for adulting? What could be better for adulting? I'm not doing adult things that I need to be doing. That's a flaw. I'm not doing adult things that I need to be doing. That's a flaw. So I want to try really hard to adult as much as possible. Voila. An adulting mission is born. The turbulent identity can provide powerful motivation, not only to take on more adult tasks, but also to maintain them as these personalities continue their journey through life. Yes, thanks, Prophet. Through life. We're going to talk now about more attention to detail. We talked about having that superpowers and what the kryptonite is to your superpowers. Yeah, because you're always looking for things to better and you're always excited about completion of tasks. So that would definitely connect with workaholics. More attention to detail. That's what we're going to talk about now. So if you want to go back and take notes at a specific place, that's where we started talking about this. A lot depends on a person's other personality traits here. But all things being equal, turbulent types are likely to pay more attention to details than their assertive counterparts. A lot of adulting involves becoming aware of details that need attention and then attending to them. That's a lot of what adulting is. Being aware of details that need attention and then attending to them. Turbulent individuals tend to look for and find problems that need attention before they turn into a crisis, or at the very least, disrupt the flow of an achievement. Turbulent individuals tend to look for and find problems that need attention before they turn into crisis, or at the very least, disrupt the flow of achievement. Look at all the yups. Pastor Kareem, yup. Candy Oats, yup. I'm preaching. Me, so me, preventative. Come on, yes. Look at all the T's. So true. Yes, ma'am. We look for it. Could you imagine how annoying that probably can be to people who live with us? Think about it. Don't just get so excited. Then you got to think about the people who have to deal with us. Has anyone ever said to you, it's like you're looking for stuff? Has anyone ever said that to you? I wonder. Another aspect, Cheryl says, yes, I stress them. Oh my God, who just said that comment? Where is that? This explains why I always want to talk things out before they get out of hand, says Nicole Nicholson. Lisa Palmer said, yes, it is annoying going through that now. Pastor Kareem, yep, I get on their nerves at my job too. Irene says co-workers. Chevelle and Charnette says all the time. Anna says my son, my 22-year-old, my hubby and dad. A nag. She's been called a nag. Wow, Mimi. All right, let's continue on. Another aspect of adulting is choosing the right way to do something. Attention to detail may make the difference between success and not quite going in the optimal direction. There's a kind of vigilance built into turbulent thinking that is likely to observe details, and this can provide an early warning system that helps the fledgling adult to avoid problems. That's right, Cheryl. Critique. Proactive instead of reactive. Look at y'all defending y'all personalities. That's good. We have a built-in early warning system, EWS. We should get a t-shirt with that on there. EWS, and we'll know what it means inside. We have an early warning system, and that comes packaged with turbulent thinkers, that we are likely to observe details, and this can provide an early warning system that helps the fledgling adult avoid problems. And we'll put on their early warning system. People are like, well, what does that mean? All right, let's go down a little bit more. Potential adulting projects for turbulent personality types. There you go, Erica. That's how we would do it. Potential adulting projects for turbulent personality types. Nobody is perfect. Everybody type this on the screen. And when you type it, understand that it means you as well. It doesn't just mean us. It means you as well. Nobody is perfect. Everybody needs to pay attention to the obstacles in their lives. And turbulent types may be inspired to turn some into projects for improvement. Wow. So because we pay so much attention to detail, these obstacles that are in our lives, our personality types often get inspired to turn our obstacles in life into projects for improvement. It would beg me to ask the question, what are some of y'all employment positions or passions? And I have to ask both because you may not be in the job that's really best for you. It may just be the job that hired you and is giving you the paycheck. But by chance, if this is you, I wonder what some of your career passions are, or what job did you end up in? Interesting. Because you could be such a help. If you have an early warning system, you can be such a help as a pastor or a minister, a counselor, a coach, a career coach, a family mediation coach. Do you know today, while I was working with some coaches, there is a woman, I think she was local. I'm not going to state it, but I thought she was local. Not Connecticut, but one of our connecting states. And she is a mother coach. Now, check this out. She doesn't coach mothers. Her coaching brand is she's a mother for students who are away in college that don't have a mother. So these college students call her. They go see her for the holidays. She cooks meals for them. They go to her house. They get motherly counsel and wisdom and nurturing. And she charges them coaching sessions. She's found a way to use her matriarchate nature to bless others and build an economy for herself. And they say she's just knocking it out the park right now, that she's thinking about training other coaches to be mothers. And she's helping students that are away at college, rent a mom, away on their own, that don't have parents around, that really need that mother close. And she has a personality profile assessment that she goes through with parents so they can understand each other. And she does an interview, a screening. She does a screening so parents get to know who's talking to their child and what her beliefs are, if she's agreeing. I love it too. I think it's perfect. And it's coaching so that she's not stepping on the toes of, I'm trying to replace your mother, because people often get jealous and insecure when their children grow up and need a little bit more than just the natural mom. They need a spiritual mom or a career mom. So that's a good way to term it, and that the boundaries are there and in place. There's so many opportunities out there, y'all. So many. All right, let me keep on going. Let me keep on going. We were at potential adulting projects for turbulent personality types. We're going to go down here now to getting lost in potential problems. Turbulent types. Yeah, it used to be everything was community or the church. Everything was provided through the church or communities. Now it's all businesses. Turbulent types. Let's talk about you getting lost in potential problems. Getting lost in potential problems. Why do you need this information? So no one can talk you out of who you are. So that no one can talk you out of who you are. Oh, you're always looking for stuff. That's my personality. You know, if it bothers you, I'll be conscious of it. I'll be self-aware and I'll pull it in. But it's my personality type, and I don't want to make you uncomfortable. And now that you've stated that I'm making you uncomfortable, I will remain self-aware at how I affect you, and I'll pay more attention to it. But this is important to know. So, we talked a few nights back about not letting anyone talk you out of your calling because they wasn't there when God gave you the vision. That's what Satan did with Adam and Eve in the garden. They talked Eve out of vision because she wasn't there to get the vision. But when God has given you an assignment and a commission, an assignment, a task, anything like that, no one should be able to talk you out of it because they were not here to hear what God said. When I started So Detox 7 years ago, a lot of people were making all kind of comments about it. And I had to build myself up to remember the commission and the words that God gave me to finish it. Because if I didn't, I would have been talked out of the very thing God wanted me to institute. And if y'all notice, it's running like roots right now or like weeds right now. Everybody's trying to do a mental health something. Everybody's trying to talk on mental health. The church is trying to get in mental health. I just hope that the church does it right. I just hope that the church does it right. And don't get messy and start messing up more lives. God, Jesus, help your bride. Do not get talked out of your personality type. Do not get talked out of the fact that you are going to be constantly looking for your flaws and ways to improve them. You love that. So let's talk about getting lost in potential problems. This is a hot night. I only got a few minutes left, but we got to hit this. Let me give you a hint to make you stay online with me. After we deal with getting lost in potential problems, we have to talk about the need for self-forgiveness is strong with the turbulent types. The need for self-forgiveness is strong with the turbulent type personalities. Stay with me. Like and share. Take a moment to like and share. Getting lost in potential problems. Balance is always something to be aware of. We mentioned earlier how attention to potential problems can be an asset. But like any hand that's overplayed, excessive attention to the landmines that could lie ahead can create fear in the turbulent type personality. And at the extreme, paralysis. Woo! Come on, somebody tell me, read that again. Aw, thank you, Pastor Ron. Read that again. I'm with you on that one. Balance is always something to be aware of. We mentioned previously how attention to potential problems can be an asset. Our early warning systems can be an asset. But don't gloat in it if it's making someone else uncomfortable, because remember, being self-aware is being aware of the effect that you have on other people, how you affect them. But like any hand that's overplayed, excessive attention to landmines that could lie ahead can create in the turbulent types fear, and at the extreme, paralysis. Fear and paralysis, because you're spending too much time looking for landmines. You're overabundant with it. We use the example of overplaying a hand, and you will end up creating in yourself fear and extreme paralysis. Am I connecting to anyone on here? Let me see you if I'm connecting to you. Adulting is about doing things, and dread can be the enemy of action. Adulting is about doing things, and dread can be the enemy of action. So be aware of potential problems, but always ask yourself if you're overdoing it a bit. I'm going to post that one because I want that to show up on here. Come on, Ashley. Last night, you got to catch up on last night too, Ashley, because it was a light evening. We're just dealing with personality right now. Be aware of potential problems, but always ask yourself if you're overdoing it a bit. Sometimes we can think our way out of fear and paralysis by correcting our self-talk and going a more realistic perspective on the things that scare us. Powerful, powerful statements right here. Yes, Pastor D, you have it. I feel like turbulence are idealists. My. You're thinking. Is it me or is it them? Laugh out loud. I am overdoing it a bit. Pastor Kareem. Sometimes we can think our way out of fear and paralysis by correcting our self-talk and gaining a more realistic perspective on the things that scares us. But sometimes we can't reason our way out of these things. There's an old self-help book by Susan Jeffers with the title, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Sometimes you have to acknowledge the fear. Haven't we been talking about that? Acknowledge it, honor it. Honor it means don't discount yourself. Don't lose compassion for yourself. Honor it. I honor the fact that I feel this way, even if it's the wrong emotion. Even if I'm feeling jealous of something and I shouldn't feel jealous, I honor the fact that I'm feeling jealousy in me right now. And I'm going to take the time to find out why jealousy is being triggered when really I should feel glee or excitement or praise. I shouldn't be feeling fear right now. I should be excited about my future. So I'm going to acknowledge that I'm feeling fear and that I'm not feeling excitement. And that I'm going to honor this fear that is in me right now. And that I'm going to further investigate why I am being fearful about my future instead of excited about my future. Do you understand? Acknowledge that it's there. Because when you don't acknowledge something that's happening in you, like literally happening in you, you discount yourself. You disrespect yourself. So you acknowledge it. Don't be, I don't hear you. 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 Come on. And then acknowledge it. And you don't have to say it out loud. I'm embarrassed that I'm jealous right now over something that I don't even want. You ever been jealous of something and you didn't even want it? Be like, what is going on with me? Then you have to go into that place and say, why did you feel jealous? And you can admit you didn't even want it anyway. Like what really is going on in you? And it was your fear of not pursuing something that you wanted. So you're not jealous of the fact of what somebody else accomplished or achieved. You have a feeling inside you that you wished you had accomplished and achieved what you wanted. Acknowledge that it's there. Don't disrespect yourself. And honor it by being compassionate with yourself. Sometimes you cannot reason your way out of these things. Sometimes you have to acknowledge the fear and set up as many ways to prevent mishaps as you reasonably can. After that, the only thing to do is act. You don't have to get rid of the fear of problems to neutralize the effects of problems. Did y'all hear that? That was a good line. I hope y'all get that one. You do not have to neutralize fears to neutralize the effects of fear. You don't have to get rid of fear. See if I can put that one up for y'all. I don't know if you all were typing that because I don't know how y'all type so fast, but y'all be getting down. I think my coaches be like, these people crazy. You don't have to get rid of the fear of problems to neutralize its effects. You neutralize it by taking action and proving your fear wrong. Go about adulting, not necessarily fearlessly, but brave. All right, y'all gonna have to get it on replay because I'm over time, but I'm not gonna let you go here because this wouldn't be a good time to let go. So let's deal with this. Turbulence. Put my T's on the screen. Where you at? Come on, put my T's on the screen. Let me see you. Come on, confession is good for the soul. You are some powerful, mighty people. And God equipped you with a personality that is with strong movement and change. One of the kryptonites against your personality type is the need for self-forgiveness. And it is strong in this trait. Come on, I need to forgive myself. I need to practice self-forgiveness. Write one of the others on the screen. I need to forgive myself, or I need to practice self-forgiveness. Come on. Yep, come on. Yep, good. Come on, Irene. I see you. I see you, Anna. I see you, Ashley. All right, what do I have to say about that while y'all making your declarations on the screen? One of the characteristics, your personality has characteristics to it. One of the characteristics to the turbulent people is a tendency to harbor regret and self-blame. The tendency to harbor regret and self-blame. An excessive sense of failure can cause someone new to adulting to give up. And adulting is a lifetime commitment, so giving up isn't helpful. In my mail tonight. Good, God is good. That's me right there, full of regret and self-blame. One of the characteristics of the turbulent people is a tendency to harbor regret and self-blame. An excessive sense of failure can cause someone new to adulting to give up. And adulting is a lifetime commitment, so giving up isn't helpful. Self-forgiveness is thought to increase the sense of well-being and productivity that is so important to becoming a functioning adult. All right, Brittany, do we need to breathe? Come on, y'all, take a moment to breathe. Stop talking about me, says Dominique. This is powerful. I think we should include this even in our services, Pastor D. Maybe once a quarter, just have an altar call where we minister to people who need help forgiving themselves, releasing self-blame and regret and failure. Come on, y'all, breathe. Kicking out regret this year. Yes, it is a lifetime commitment. So giving up isn't helpful. All those people who dropped out of Soul Detox, come on, we have to inbox them. Ebony, I want to use this inbox and do a group blast and remind them of this last statement that was read, including self-forgiveness is thought to increase the sense of well-being and productivity that is so important to becoming a functioning adult. Self-forgiveness comes about in many ways. Some find that acknowledging their human imperfections as inevitable realities, it can bring about forgiveness. Ditch perfectionism. Can somebody type that on the screen? Can I get 93 of you to type that on the screen tonight? Ditch perfectionism. Many turbulent people turn their mistakes into lessons and vow to improve their results. Instead of trying to be perfect, how about just turning our mistakes into lessons and vow to improve our results? In the turbulent type thinking, that effort earns them self-forgiveness. Reparative action can cure a lot of guilt. Did y'all hear me? Reparative action can cure a lot of guilt. But mostly, the advice I'd like to give concerning self-forgiveness is to be kind to yourself. Wow. I wish y'all were here and we were away at a retreat together up in the mountains. Up in the mountains. I know it's winter. Up in the mountains where the snow's outside and we're inside. And after a session like this, we get to go to our rooms and just the Holy Spirit minister to us, or go to another fellowship hall and we have life coaches and health coaches in there to minister to you, to minister to your soul. Can you see it? Can you see this unfolding? I think Maria's full-time facility vision might really be true. Yes, Samuel. Yes, Arthur. Reparative action can cure a lot of guilt, but mostly the advice I'd like to give concerning self-forgiveness is to be kind to yourself. Act like your own best friend when dealing with the mistakes you make. Act like your own best friend when dealing with the mistakes you make. Your best friend is likely to empathize with you and comfort you rather than condemn you. Which have you been to yourself? Have you been the compassionate friend or the condemning friend to yourself? And I'd make a little note here. If your friends are more condemning, you may need to look for a new best friend. After an honest and objective assessment, especially with a mental health coach, we're here. After an honest and objective assessment of things, do the same. My final thoughts as we end our night. Thank you, Samuel. My final thoughts as I end our night. Turbulent individuals are motivated and work hard to become better in their lives. But they can also be pretty hard on themselves and face a lot of fear in anticipation of problems. Both of these things come from the same source. Balance is the key to making it all work when adulting. I'm going to read my final thoughts again, and then we're going to end our night. My final thoughts The road to self-awareness is a journey, and for turbulent type personalities, we are motivated and work hard to become better in our lives. But we can also be pretty hard on ourselves and face a lot of fear in anticipation of problems. Both of these things come from the same source. So balance is the key to making it all work when adulting. That's it. My time is up. My work is done for tonight. I thank you for attending night 20 for Soul Detox 2022. You are wonderfully loved. The Lord loves you. He's here for you. If you need anything tonight, you can email us and we will do our best to respond to you if you're struggling to get through this night. But my prayer is that I wish above all things that you would prosper with this information. Prosper in applying it to yourself as a journey and not a trip. Prosper and give yourself some compassion tonight instead of condemnation. And be in good health, even as your soul prospers. I thank you for your time. I'll see you tomorrow night for night 21 for Soul Detox 2022. We ask that you like and share, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And thank you for trusting me with your mental health coaching. God bless you.
Let it